just as an example, I was talking to a pretty large organization, and again, they're struggling with this. And I said, well, you know, how many of your employees have gone to an HBCU? Like, they were like, okay, we don't know. I said, well, why don't you find out? I think they found out they had like over 100 folks that had gone to HBCUs in the corporation. And they were like, you know what, and again, it wasn't a gotcha or anything. It was like, well, we really never asked them. So the recruiters were off recruiting, but nobody, because everybody's doing their function. So it's not that you're trying to avoid, but nobody asked. So now when they asked, they said, we got these jobs. And so the people that went to HBCUs, they were like, oh man, you know what? Can I bring that back? So it was like low hanging fruit. They said, can I bring that back to my HBCU? Because I'm going back for a homecoming, or, I'd love to go back and talk to my dean and say, I got 10 jobs. And guess what? All of a sudden that where I can't find anybody immediately turned around. My thing was that, okay, if you got over 100 HBCUs of folks on your campus, now it probably wouldn't work out that way, but wouldn't it be great, because there's over 100, that you had each one of the HBCUs represented? Now, I know that wasn't going to be the case, but it's just that fun exercise of sort of expanding people's, you may have some some ERGs that, you know what, the ERG, they raise their hand and they say, I want to mentor. Well, who are you mentoring? The local, well, who are you mentoring? What if you were to go back, because I know some deans, they would love to have their senior level alumni, right, come back to talk to kids that they know what they're going through. They're a little bit older, but they got they got the Howard shirt on, right? And now talk about, hey, this is what I did. This is how I got there. And again, it goes from that book, because everybody's learning from a book, but here's somebody I can really reach out to. And again, you can see that, hey, can I follow you on LinkedIn? As simple as that. Can I follow you on LinkedIn? This is what I'm looking to do. Hey, I just applied. Can you help me? So there's a lot of low-hanging fruit if you sort of open up your discussion even in where you are. But that now comes down to whether or not, okay, if you really don't want to do this, or leadership doesn't want to do this, you can have all these great conversations and nobody's going to, we're not doing that. And that's what you got to find out. That's the measurement. If this is real, it's usually coming from the top. And if it's real, then you can find some of those low-hanging fruit that now get you sort of going in the right direction.